Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. This is Running on Empty Food Review. I am your host, the Report of the Week, and right off camera there, my water device. It's not really a chalice or a cup or anything. It just spilled over and a ton of water poured all over the floor, but you know what? The show goes on. Took me a while to get this beautiful angle set up. We're just going to go with it, and it wasn't as much water as I initially thought. So the show goes on and we continue. Today's review is for a new pizza that has been re-released from Little Caesars. Now, this is a big one, and it's fascinating because this pizza was initially released, close to 5 years ago now, back in 2014. Their Pretzel Crust pizza. Now, I have the computer open here just so I can get the most accurate description. I never reviewed this pizza before because back in 2014, I just didn't have a Little Caesars near me, so I just didn't have that chance. I didn't have that opportunity to try it out then. This is going to be my first time trying this pizza out. What does it have on it? The Pretzel Crust pizza. You know, now that title, while direct, has a little bit of ambiguity. Well, I would imagine it has a pretzel crust, but what else does it have, right? Okay, so here's how they describe it. A large, buttery-flavored, soft pretzel crust pizza with creamy cheddar cheese sauce. Get ready for this. Mozzarella, Munster cheese, and pepperoni. So it's supposed to be, you know, the blend of like the pretzels and cheese, right? Except for you, I know you always like it with the ranch sauce, but forget about that. It doesn't exist in the Little Caesars universe. So this pizza tries to get that blend of, you know, the pretzels, soft pretzels, granted, and cheese dip. So it, just has the blend of like the cheddar cheese spread, and that's the sauce. It does not have marinara sauce on it. It doesn't have any sort of fancy garlic sauce. This pizza, instead of just a tomato sauce, I should say, as just a pizza sauce, it has cheese as the sauce instead, which I think is a very interesting change up. And then it just has the other blend of the Munster cheese, and I believe it was mozzarella. Yeah, and then the pepperoni, of course. Just a very cheesy pizza, and then of course with the acclaimed pretzel crust. Now, granted though, public reaction to this pizza was a little mixed, to be honest, and it still is to this very day. So there I am with it. Right there, got the money shot. See, this time I'm using the selfie view, so you can really, at least I can see what you can. You can see the pretzel crust there. You can even see some of the salt. Not bath salts or anything. There in the box as well. You can see the pepperoni glistening. You could also see that cheese blend on the pizza as well. So certainly a vibrant looking pizza. How does it taste though? That's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, we'll go grab a slice. We'll get this big slice right here. It's fascinating though how this pizza was received then and how it is received today, because you have some people that love it, you have some people that hate the pizza. It was met with good reviews, bad reviews. It was met with completely derisory remarks, but certainly isn't without approbators. You have people that say, I've even seen word for word people have said, oh, thank you, thank you for bringing it back, whereas other people will say, I think it tastes terrible. Like I said, I've never tried this pizza before, so this is my first time trying it out. And, I'm gonna give you an honest review, because it seems like people are very kind of almost evenly split. This is one of those things you either love it or you hate it. So as a result, I'm gonna be honest here. If I like it, I'll tell you. If I hate it, I'll just be straight up about it. With that said, the pretzel crust pizza from Little Caesars is going in. I know I'm not in focus. Camera lens you. There we go. Had to talk a little smack and then it'll get you into focus. And now we'll just try out the crust, and then I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay. What does it taste like? I'll tell you this. I have one issue with this pizza, and it's a major issue. And it's not necessarily the problem that I thought I was going to have with it. You see, when I get a pizza, I may get it light on the sauce at times. It all depends on the place and if I like their pizza sauce or not. And I was worried. I was thinking to myself, I was worried that it was going to be too cheesy, you know? Ever have one of those pizzas where it says too cheesy? You know, I always like that tomato sauce flavor there, and I was worried. That wasn't an issue. The cheeses actually blended together fine. It didn't taste like any sort of trashy cheese whiz or anything like that. It was fine. It wasn't overwhelming. Wasn't underwhelming. The cheese blended together fine. I had no issues with that. The cheese, the pepperoni, you know, it all went together without issue. I felt, you know, not having that tomato sauce on the pizza was fine. Not a problem. Here's my issue. Saltiness. I didn't even see that coming. I thought, yeah, you know, the salt is going to be on the crust and it'll be okay. This pizza is just too salty, if you ask me. Because you keep in mind, the pepperoni is salty, the blend of cheeses is salty, and then you have all this copious amount of cheese, of salt, I should say. I've been thinking about the cheese, of all these salt crystals on the crust to blend in, you know, with the pretzel theme. Of course, those salt crystals aren't just going to sit only on the crust. They're going to end up on the pizza and all of that. Every single bite was salty and more salt. And then by the time you get to the crust, it does taste like a soft pretzel, which is fascinating. They got that spot on. However, there's just so much saltiness. You know, you can only take so much. And it gets to that point where it's not really pleasant anymore. You know, after the first few bites, you haven't even gotten to the crust already, and your mouth, you already just want to start washing it down with water. I can't even imagine the sodium content in this pizza, but that is the flaw that I find it having. It's just too salty a pizza. Is there really a solution? Perhaps the amount of salt that the person applies to it, but that's such a specific thing. I think the issue lies inherently with the design of the pizza instead of anything else. Likewise, the salt that's on the pizza crust, I noticed on the box here, falls off of it very, very easily. So if you're eating this on the go or whatever, you're going to have these salt crystals everywhere. They're going to be falling off. and that can be a bit of a hassle as well. The price for this pizza was $6. In my opinion, while I think it tastes okay, no issues with, the crust is okay, and the pizza is okay, just because it is so salty that really takes away from the eating experience. If you ask me personally, I think they should almost make it like an appetizer. A little pretzel twist or something, pretzel breadsticks, and have a cheese dip or something to that extent. Try it out. I think it would work better like that than as an entire pizza because that saltiness is overwhelming. And with that being said, the price again, $6 for this pizza. I'm going to be rating this a 6.0 out of 10. It certainly is edible, but that's going to say cheese again. That salt just gets to you. So that's all that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and today's review was for the Pretzel Crust Pizza from Little Caesars. That's all that I have for you. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you could tune in to my podcast, soundcloud.com/VORW. Thank you, and do take care.